Good afternoon, everybody. I don't know why I said afternoon, because although it's afternoon for us, it may not be afternoon for you.
Watcher. Hello. Good, whatever time of day it is for you people. Hello.
How are you, Carla?
I'm fine, to be honest. Neither you or I is neither really very sure whether it's morning, evening, or 2:30 tomorrow, are we? We're
No.
both a bit fuzzy today.
Yes, it's a fuzzy Monday.
Fuzzy Monday. It's the weather. The weather makes me fuzzy.
I wish I could say I was having a fuzzy Monday because I'd had an absolutely exciting weekend. But the height of my excitement was going to a new charity shop over the weekend. That was literally it.
Well, I'll tell you about my new charity shop if you tell me about yours.
Oh, okay. It's yeah. See how exciting this is. It's a big cancer research one, like the one we go to in I want to say Burnham, but it's not Burnham, Bridgewater.
Bridgewater, yeah.
Yeah, like the one we go to, that a big, in a new shopping, not shopping mall. What do they call retail park, don't they? And it was
Where
good.
where is this? Where have they opened this?
Torquay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
And
it's
was
good.
it cheap?
I'll take you there next time you come.
Oh, you do know how to treat a girl. You
I
do.
do. It's everything was between £3 and £5.
Mhm.
So yeah, by these days standards, yes, it was cheap, and there were
Yeah.
a few little gems, not loads. It was quite a lot of tat, but as it often is in these places, but a few little gems.
Hmm.
Tell me about your new charity
We've
shop.
got a new little one where there was a bigger one. So there was a double retail unit charity shop on one of the main roads near where I go to the post office. And it closed down. It was connected to a local church and it just closed down completely. And they've been chopping about with this building for months and months, probably a year now. They've been chopping bits of this building about. And then when I went the other day, I realised they'd reopened half of the unit. So I was now a single frontage unit instead of a double frontage as a charity shop for a completely different charity.
Oh,
So that was it. Was in I was intrigued as to why one charity had gone and another had come in half of its place, but it was a little bit adventurous pricing, shall we say? So
was it a big charity or a local one?
no, it was a little local. I can't think what it's called, but the best way is so little that they had handwritten price tags. You know what I mean? That kind of small charity, rather
Oh
than
yeah,
the big charities all have their own branded price tags, don't they? So yeah, they had
yes,
handwritten price tags.
and they were
So
still expensive. It's a shame, isn't
yeah,
it? Very often those ones you have, it's whether you oh God, I can't even speak, where you get the good bargains because
yeah, where
they're
you find the lower pricing. Yeah, the
yeah.
big chains, I think, have that standardized pricing, don't they? Across, that's sent down from head office. That if anything is so and so brand, you must price it at this or above, and so on and so forth. And I
Yeah.
don't think the smaller ones don't have that problem. But I think the problem with that, from my point of view, is that when you do that blanket pricing of, everything that is from Next is priced at this point, they don't take into any account the condition of it. So sometimes I've taken something to a till and I've said, has this has got a big stain on it, and I very politely said, has it been priced with that in mind?
Yeah.
And they've gone, oh well, it's Oliver Bonas, so that's why that's yes, but it has got an enormous tomato soup stain down the front, and I wanted to know if that was taken into account when you priced it. Oh, we price all Oliver Bonas things at £4,000. Okay, well, thank you for thank you for your help.
Yeah, I think sometimes it is that mentality, isn't it? It's
Yeah, you don't get that with the smaller charities usually, but this one was adventurous pricing. But then they might just find when they find their footing, they might bring their prices down a bit if they discover that it's not.
yeah, interestingly, I
Living.
haven't been to local charity shops for a while. Oh, more exciting news for you for next time you come and stay. Found another charity shop for a local hospice charity shop, off the beaten track somewhat. And it's like they're one that all the stuff goes to that they haven't been able to sell, or
Hmm.
or they've just had it donated there and it's not going out to shops or whatever. And all the clothes are £1 and all the shoes are £1, and they have
Yeah,
lots of bric-a-brac and stuff, a lot of which is £1. So that was quite exciting.
that does sound exciting.
Also, the other thing I was going to say, this has taken a turn into a podcast about charity shops, hasn't it? The one we go to that's quite a big one down on the industrial estate.
Yes, animals in
Yes,
distress.
it's not animals in distress.
Care and Foal
It's
something.
animal. Yeah, Mare and Foal. That's the one. That one has adjusted their pricing downwards, it seems, and it's a lot better than it used to be.
Oh, because that one started off quite well, and then I noticed over the recent years that I've been going there with you, gradually it's gone like, oh, this is a bit, yeah.
And I think they've struggled to get people in because of their location. It's not you'd have to be actually going there, wouldn't you, rather than just passing it and popping in.
Yeah.
So I think perhaps they've.
I think as well in the current economic climate, Tish, that charity shops may have to reevaluate their pricing structure. I understand that well-worn argument. Well, it's for charity, so they need to get as much as they can. But my well-worn argument in return has always been, you will get more if you price lower. The same reason that Lidl and Aldi are doing so well is because they price lower and so they sell more. You know, and yeah, I understand that they want to raise as much as possible with their charity. And my point is that you would be able to raise even more if you lowered your prices.
Yeah, because you turn your stock over quicker.
Yeah, you or I go in there with pretty much an unlimited budget in mind. If we can find things at the right price, we spend a fortune given the chance.
Yeah. Where was it? We went when you came down last time we went to 3 charity shops on one strip, didn't we? Somewhere in Torquay.
We went to Paynton and Torquay, didn't we?
Yes, it was Babbacombe. We went to 3 charity shops in Babbacombe, and neither of us bought anything in any of them.
That's it. You've got people. We're not just going in for a browse. We are 2 people who are going in with the express purpose of purchasing. And if you can't sell anything to either of us, then you have overpriced your stock. Yeah, in my opinion. And like I said, I've realised that there's a whole swathe of people who think that that's just greedy reseller speak. But if you can't sell to a reseller, then you're going to struggle to sell to anyone because we want to buy. We're not just spur of the moment buyers. We're physically out there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it's interesting. And that felt like stale stock in those ones, didn't it? That had been there for ages. And I think at least 2 of them had a sign on the door that no donations were full. Yeah,
that's it. If you're full and you can't accept donations, then and your prices and you're still not selling, then it just needs readjusting, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So, other than charity shops, how's your week been?
Bearable. It's obviously we're still dealing with the fact that there's one less of us.
Yeah.
I had the first instance yesterday. I didn't realise how often I say the words "I've got 3 at home of my own" because I stop and I talk to every dog I meet anywhere. I'm always talking to somebody's dog.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, and I stopped yesterday and to talk to a little fuzzy wuzzy cockadoodle or something, and he jumped up and put his muddy paws on my leg, and his owner was very, oh, I'm so sorry, get down, you mustn't do that. And I said, oh, it's okay, we've got 3 at home. And it was the first time that sentence had been in you, and I went, oh no, I haven't, I've got 2 at home. And she looked at me as if I was bonkers, as if I didn't know how to count my own pets, But that was a bit of a poignant moment. I was like, oh yeah, that's and I didn't realise how often I trotted that line out, that it was just so I don't know where we were.
We were talking about, Carla just had to go and split up a dog fight. We were talking about dogs and they had a fight.
Yeah, literally, they just started having an almighty ruckus downstairs. I had to hobble off and deal with them. I can't move fast enough either. That's the thing. If I've been sitting up here, my legs have seized up.
Oh God, yeah.
I can't move fast enough to deal with them.
Yeah. I was saying, I mean, I know it's early days yet, obviously you're not thinking, do you think you will get another dog?
Well, he was Anthony's dog specifically. So Molly is mine, Kai's Natalie's, and he's Anthony's. He was Anthony's. And so it will be whether Anthony chooses to get himself another dog, really. I won't get another dog for me and Natalie, but Anthony may choose to get another dog. So I don't think he'll be ready for a while yet.
No, it's takes a while, doesn't it?
I think everybody's different, aren't they? Because some people can't bear the not having a dog. Some people can't bear the emptiness when if you've only had one, I think.
Yeah.
If you only had one and then it's gone and you've got the emptiness, some people can't bear that, and that's absolutely fine. I think this is very difficult. Somebody said in one of my comments, somebody said, "Oh, why are you doing this video? You mustn't worry about videos. You must take your time to grieve." For me, I want to be busy.
Yes.
I want to be busy. And there's no right or wrong way to grieve. You just do what suits you. And if the more busy I am, the less I'm thinking about stuff, So for me, to carry on making the videos and to carry on acting almost as though nothing had happened, which sounds really harsh, but just to keep on going as normal, was the same way, and then it was the same for me when my dad passed away. To just carry on, carry on, carrying on, you know.
I'm a bit the same.
It's different.
I think that you still process it, but keeping busy, you sort of process stuff in the background while you're giving yourself other stuff to think about. That's sort of how I feel.
Yeah, I don't think there's any right or wrong way to grieve, and I don't think there's any right or wrong time to get another dog. You know when you're ready, and that's fine. If you're ready very quickly, that's fine. If you're not ready very quickly, that's also fine.
Yeah.
You know,
we've always been really quick with the cats. We've had, 1, 2, 3, probably 4 or 5 cats die over the years, and we've usually got one fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Within sort of a month or 2 months.
Yeah. And
just because of the emptiness.
Yeah, that's it. Like exactly the emptiness. And I think as well for some people, if they had 2 and then one goes, you sometimes get another one because the first one becomes lonely. So again, it's whatever's right for you in your situation, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, it's always different. I mean, I know that I will get another cat when Ron goes, but the reason we didn't get another one when Reg died was they didn't get on well together anyway. They very much had their own territories and didn't particularly like each other. And Ron was so old by the time that Reg died, you know, he was 15, he was very set in his ways. And I thought if we got another cat, I was worried that he might just stay outside all the time and not come in.
Yeah, that's it. If you'd got a younger cat, it might have been too much for him to cope with. If you'd got another older cat, then they might both have been too set in their ways to connect with each other. So it's difficult to know, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If we got down to one dog, I think we'd get another one to keep the first one company. But the fact that we still got the 2.
Yeah, I think dogs they're more pack animals, aren't they? I think if they've been used to living with another one, it's probably better for them to have another one with them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of like kids, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's going on with this weather?
It's a bit British, isn't it? It's just a bit British out here at the moment. And I'm very much done with it. I'm very sick of it.
I mean, my heating hasn't gone off yet.
Well, I'm sitting here in my thick cardigan still. Here we are. It's nearly May.
Yeah.
Previous years, we've had glorious Mays, haven't we? Over the last few years, we've had really, really good May. And I've joked that we've had the weather in May that we ought to get in August. And then come August, we've got, rotten weather again. But it's not looking very promising yet.
It's not really, is it? I mean, when you think about lockdown year, that fabulous year 2020, it was glorious. The whole of April, the end of March was glorious. The whole of April was. We do generally get a decent spring, and I feel like winter's just gone on forever. We better get a damn good summer. That's all I can say.
Yes, yeah. Let's hope things brighten up, because I've now got a sun lounger. You see. Coming out in one of my videos this week, the sun lounger. But yeah, I've now finally got a sun lounger that feels sturdy enough for me not to collapse it like a pancake when I put my bum on it. So, now all I need is some sun.
Where did you get it from?
Costco. It was reduced in Costco. So
you get loads of stuff from Costco, don't you?
Yeah, I like Costco. It's good. It's always quality stuff. It's not always the cheapest in there, but it's the meat, for example, is much better quality than I get elsewhere.
I've only ever been to a Costco once. Exeter is our nearest Costco. Perhaps when I come to you, we can go to Costco.
Well, we can do a Costco jaunt. I love a Costco, me.
As I say, I've only ever been to one once, and I feel like we had to go around it really quickly, and I didn't get the full experience, the full Costco experience.
Did you have a hot dog?
No.
If you didn't have a hot dog, then you definitely didn't get the full Costco experience.
Clearly, I need to rectify that.
So I haven't got a neat segue. Have you got a neat segue into this week's topic?
No, apart from how I look. When we first started this, before we started recording, Carla went, God, I feel like you look. I feel like I look as well.
Yeah.
So how do I look, Carla?
You look tired, Caroline.
I feel tired, yeah.
Which is a very neat segue into this week's topic, which is sleep.
Or lack
perhaps
thereof.
we should have entitled it The Lack Thereof, yeah.
Yes. Oh, God, I thought of I know that when I talk about it on YouTube, I get loads and loads of feedback from, I guess it's women of a certain age, isn't it? It's what happens to us. You spend your young years wishing you could sleep but not being able to because kids are keeping you awake or waking up really early in the morning, if yours were anything like mine. And then when they're finally off your hands and you can sleep late, you can't sleep at all anymore and you're up half the night. Oh,
Yeah.
the irony.
I wake up really early. I've always been an early riser. I wake up really, really early, and I managed to muck up my sleep pattern this week to the point where I went to bed one night at 8 p.m., fell asleep just after 8 p.m., and woke up the next morning at 4:30. And I was like, I've messed this up now. I need to shift it back again. So I tried staying up until 11, 12 o'clock last night, and I still woke up at 5 o'clock this morning with the result that I look like I've just been dug up. I look like I've come out the crypt today.
I think it's this time of year as well. It's difficult as the mornings get lighter. I find we wake even earlier. We tend to wake probably between 6 and 6:30 in the winter, but it is getting earlier at the moment. And because of that, I'm going to bed earlier. Like you, one night last week, I tend to go to bed early-ish, so I'm in bed for like 9 probably, and I'll be reading. I'll be lying down on my side reading, and the next thing I'm fast asleep with the book in my face and the light on. I get so tired, and then 2 o'clock in the morning, wide awake.
Mm-hmm. Have you tried any sleep remedies? Have you tried any of the solutions?
Oh yes, all of them.
Go on then. Let's have your feedback. Are they all rubbish?
Well, no, I've tried. I started with the sleep sprays, you know, the spraying things that you put on your pillow that smell of lavender and calming things.
Yeah.
Smell nice, but did nothing. In my experience, this is only my own experience, obviously.
I don't like lavender, so when I tried them, I was like, oh, I can't sleep with this. This is horrible.
Now, I tried magnesium for a while, and I can't remember whether it didn't work or it didn't agree with me or what, but I stopped taking that fairly quickly. I did try that, but then I started taking HRT, which was about a year and it was last March, so a year and a bit ago. And literally within 2 days of starting HRT, my sleep was transformed. It was amazing. You know, honestly, within 2 days, I was sleeping through the night, wasn't getting night sweats anymore. It was just brilliant. And then slowly, towards the end of last year, that seemed to wear off. I'm still taking the HRT, but it doesn't seem to have the same effect with sleep now. And I tried melatonin, which isn't as easy to get hold of in this country as it is in America. And I didn't get on with that, didn't like it. So I wouldn't, that just didn't.
Melatonin is a soporific, but did you notice any other side effects from it? When you say you didn't get on with it, what did you?
It didn't make any difference to my sleep at night, and I just felt exhausted all day.
Right. So kind of like
so pretty much like today, really. That wasn't for me. And then recently I've started taking something that I saw recommended in a YouTube video called ashwagandha. And that, touch wood, has improved things again.
And do you get that in tablet form? Is it a Holland and Barrett thing, or
it's Amazon?
Other places are available, not sponsored.
I got it from Amazon, but I did some research. It doesn't play nicely with all different with various different prescription medications. So don't just go and take it on my say so. Although it's a supplement.
Please consult your doctor if you're on any other medication before taking anything you hear us talk about.
Absolutely, yes. Do your own research. But yeah, that has worked. So what about you? Have you tried anything?
Well, I said I tried the sleep spray, and like within 10 minutes of getting to bed, had to get up and strip the pillowcases off because I was like, oh, that's horrible. I don't like lavender, so I don't know why I thought I'd get away with that, but yeah, had to get up and strip the pillowcases off, put clean pillowcases on.
And so then you were wide awake after that.
Yeah. I've tried listening to hypnosis stuff to help me sleep.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't seem to work. Not really. I've tried having an audiobook on, where Natalie has an audiobook on, it works for her. I found myself listening to the story. That didn't work. I tried listening to kind of like soothing wave sounds, they call it, don't they? That didn't work.
Sort of white noise type thing.
Yeah. What else have I tried? So I've been on HRT about 7 weeks, so I'm still hoping maybe that will help. I don't stay asleep at this point. I seem to sleep very deeply, but in short bursts.
Yeah.
So the other night I woke up and I think I saw every hour on the clock. Oh no, it's one something. Oh, I'm awake again and it's two something. But not I'd been awake since one something. I just kept on waking. So it's very interrupted,
But
staccato kind of thing.
do you fall asleep easily?
I think so, yeah. Not very often that I lie there thinking, why can't I get to sleep?
Yeah, I've always fallen asleep sort of quite easily, but it's just the waking up is my problem. And I get up to go to the loo anyway. Now I'm old,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
18 times.
Sorry.
18 times in the night.
Yeah, and I wonder why I'm tired. No, probably once, maybe twice if I've had a really hydrated day, you know. And alcohol definitely interferes with it. I know you don't drink, but definitely when I've had a couple of glasses of wine, that interferes with my sleep. Wake up in the middle of the night and very often can't get back to sleep when I've been drinking.
Natalie's got one of those weighted blankets and she thinks it's wonderful. I can't even lift it when I'm trying to make her a bed. I'm like, how do you sleep under this? It must be like sleeping under chainmail, but she says it's really helped her.
The whole world is now going to be discussing where you're making your 26-year-old daughter's bed, if you want to just clarify that.
Because I can if I want. To be fair, I don't very often want to, but occasionally, if I'm making her bed.
Do you know, I've read quite a lot about these weighted blankets. They're all the rage, as the youngsters wouldn't say.
They are the latest thing, yeah.
But they use them for they're quite good for autistic children.
Yeah, they're very soothing. Apparently, if you need to be calmed, they're good for that. I should imagine they are calming because you're just pinned under it. You certainly wouldn't be able to react aggressively to anyone while you're lying underneath.
I'd probably wake up thinking I was being crushed and have a panic attack.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
Yeah, you've put me off them now. I have also read about these cooling blankets because in the summer I do get very hot in bed. Bloody memory foam mattress, never having one again.
I tried a cooling pillow. Kelly, Flipping Fantastic Finds, recommended a cooling pillow, and I tried that, but I found I didn't like it. You put it inside your own pillowcase. It was a cooling thing you put inside your own pillowcase, but I didn't like the feel of it. Even though my pillowcase was on top of it, I didn't like the firm feel, I suppose, of the pillow because it had this. Yeah, I no longer sleep under cotton. I now sleep under a fleecy blanket, and I quite often throw the duvet off and just have this fleecy blanket. So I use that instead of a sheet next to me now, and I found that helped. It's more of a cozy feel, I think. So,
do you still sleep with your? This slightly different conversation. Do you still sleep with your phone in a different room?
I do, yeah. I started that a few years ago now. I started leaving my phone in here when I go to bed because I found that I would wake in the night and I would notice that a notification was on my phone. I'd pick it up to read my notification, and then I'd look at and I realized I'd been scrolling through apps for an hour.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night. So I made a conscious decision that I was not going to take my phone into the bedroom anymore. We don't have a landline anymore, and so I do leave it switched on, and I leave it on loud ring so that if Mum should ring in the night, I will hear it. But I don't get out of bed for anything other than an actual ringing tone. I don't get out of bed for any beeps or anything because Mum wouldn't text me if there was a problem. She would only ever ring, and so I figure anything else is just can wait till morning. But yeah, I leave it in here, and that's made a huge difference to how long I am awake. I think that's why I may wake up, but I go back to sleep very quickly. Whereas if I picked up my phone, I wouldn't. I would doom scroll all night long.
So easily done, isn't it? I do. I get up to go to the loo. Phone's by the bed. I think I'll just have a look at that. Oh, what's that? Yeah. Really good way of dealing with insomnia, Caroline. Picking up your mobile device with all the information in the whole world at the touch of a button.
Maybe you should try leaving it in another room and see if that helps.
I'm too much of a worrier that I wouldn't hear it if I have it on Do Not Disturb at night so it doesn't make a noise, but I've got it set so that if William or my mother ring me, it will ring.
How about just moving it location-wise? So, I mean, I know the layout of Caroline's house, and you can get to your ensuite straight from the bed. Perhaps if you put your phone to the other side of the room on your dressing table so that you don't pass your phone to go to the ensuite and back, would that prevent you going and checking it?
I have done that, but I do when I get up to go to the loo, I just go and get the phone on the way back.
Yeah, that's discipline then. That's self-discipline needed there.
Absolutely, yeah. To be fair, it's not actually that bad. I'm not waking up apart from more recently, the last couple of weeks or so, and that's another issue, waking me up. But I haven't been doing loads of the waking up and not being able to get back to sleep. I still wake, but since I've been taking this ashwagandha, I tend to go back to sleep fairly easily. So that's quite good.
Do you find you sleep well away from home?
I sleep the best at home.
Right.
Yeah. If I'm away for maybe 1 or 2 nights, probably not. It depends where I am. If I go and stay at my mum's, I'm used to the bed there, and also sleeping in the bed by yourself. Sleeping, as opposed to with somebody else, I think you sleep better.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. If we go away to somewhere unfamiliar, if it's just for 1 or 2 nights, I won't sleep well. But if it's for like a week, if you go on holiday and stay somewhere for a week, you get used to it fairly quickly. So yeah. What about you?
It depends. On holiday, I don't sleep very well usually, but then it's nearly always a single bed on holidays because I usually end up sharing a twin room with somebody. It's nearly always a single bed, and then I think I sleep very like I'm precariously in case I might roll off or something. If I'm sleeping at yours, I have to sleep at the wrong end of the bed.
The wrong end of the bed?
In your spare room, I have to sleep with my head at the foot of the bed.
Why?
Because of the dip in the mattress in that bed. I always roll into the middle and I end up with my head lower than my feet.
Really?
That's where the mattress is, so I have to sleep at the other end where presumably there's not been any body weight and that bit must have retained a bit more firmness. Because my mattress at home is very hard. My mattress
extremely bizarre because I turn the mattress on that bed every time I change the sheets.
Maybe it's psychological then.
I think it is.
Maybe it is because
Maybe
every time I sleep there, I end up turning around and sleeping at the other end.
That's hilarious.
Do you turn the mattress? Do you just flip it though, or do you actually rotate it like 180?
I rotate it because it's got a topper on it, so you can't flip it. You have to rotate it. So I rotate it through 180 degrees. I don't know why I'm showing you this with my arms.
Yeah. Maybe it's psychological then, but maybe it's because I did that once, and now I've got it into my head that I have to do it. Perhaps.
Yeah, could be just habit. You see.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a new mattress.
Well, I'm not suggesting you should buy one for my quarterly visit.
Funny enough, my brother, when he came in at Christmas, he and Amanda said, "Oh, your bed's really comfy. What sort of mattress have you got?" And they took all the bedding off to find the name of the mattress.
Yeah.
I must have had that mattress.
Mine's very firm at home. My mattress, Natalie says it's like a rock.
I quite like a firm mattress.
Yeah. Yeah, I've gone. Well, the heavier I've got, the firmer they've needed to get. Otherwise, I just end up sinking straight through and sleeping in the base.
That's not the case. I'm not sure this has been a helpful and useful discussion on sleep in your midlife.
Well, as usual, if anybody's viewing this on YouTube, as we said, it comes out on the streaming platforms earlier in the week because we confused somebody this week. When it came out on Saturday, they said, "I'm sure I've listened to this already."
Yes.
Listen to it on the main streaming platforms, you get it earlier in the week, but if you wait for it to hit one of our YouTube channels, you don't get it till the Saturday. However, if you do listen to this through YouTube, you will then be able to pass a comment. And if you have any fail-safe ways to get a good night's sleep, then both Caroline and I will be in your debt forever.
We will. Absolutely.
Yeah. You have to have a clear conscience, apparently, for a good night's sleep.
That could be why we're struggling.
Could be. That could be it.
Well, I suppose we ought to tell our lovely listeners that I don't think we've even discussed it, actually. I'm not here next week, so I think we will have to have a break.
A hiatus, yeah.
A podcast hiatus and come back the following week.
Yes, yeah, that sounds good for me. I've no idea what dates we're on then, but we'll sort something out.
There won't be one for the week beginning the 3rd of May, but we will be back the week beginning the 10th of May. No, that's completely wrong because I'm looking at April.
Excellent work, Caroline. Couldn't have done that right.
There won't be one the week the 1st of May, but there will be one the week the 8th of May.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't take what I say, for as gospel at all, just,
Just not had any sleep,
Right. Oh, the cat's about to make a noise going out the cat flap.
I've done well. What with my dogs having a screaming fight and your cat flashing his cat flap around, we're doing well today.
Yes, we are. Right. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening, and we will see you again in a fortnight.
Bye.
Bye-bye.